Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports Television. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. We start the show off this week by taking you to the links. And the Gainesville domination of the Hall County Golf Championships continued last week at Royal Lakes for the fourth straight year. It was a sweep of the titles for the Red Elephant boys and girls. In fact, the only team that has ever won county on the girls' side, besides Gainesville, has been Johnson, and that only happened one time. It was also a day of individual championships as Gainesville golfers took low medalist honors on the male and female sides. The Red Elephant boys shot a 5 under par 283 over the 2 days, and the girls team posted a 160. Spencer Ralston won his second consecutive boys individual county title with a 3 under par 69, improving on his winning total from 2013 by 3 strokes. Madeline Harr clinched the girls' low medalist honors, but had to go to a sudden victory birdie in a playoff while holding off Gainesville teammates Meg Callahan and Morgan Reese. They all finished regulation with 84s. That means that now all 3 of those young ladies at one time in their career have each won a Hall County Golf Championship title. Their coach is Clay McDonald.
We've enjoyed some success here, so it's nice to come away with another Hall County victory.
Obviously playing pretty well. You defended a title in a tournament a couple of weeks ago, and now you've won Hall County. How do you assess the team's play at this point early in the season?
Yeah, we're off to a good start. 3 wins in the first 3 starts, and that's as good as anybody could hope to do. So we're going to continue to get better, and we're looking forward to our next tournament. And of course, we got region at the end of the season, and hopefully just continue what we're doing.
You've got some experience on this team too, right?
Yes, it's after several years, I can say now that I've got 3 seniors, and it's nice. They've been in the program a long time. It started back in middle school, so it's nice to have that experience and that seniority. They know what the expectations are. They know how to go about their business, and it's they make it easy to coach.
Sort of an even keel to them, right? They don't let anything get to them too badly now that they've had this kind of experience.
Yeah, that's right. They understand how to keep their wits about them and how to stay calm. And we just witnessed that on the first sudden death playoff hole there. Had a lot of quality golf shots that were hit into the first hole, and one was able to come away with a birdie. And it's tough to watch as a coach. You got 3 of your seniors out there playing off against one another, but on the other hand, you can't get any more proud than that watching your 3 girls out there playing hard.
And on the other hand, you're bunching them pretty close together when you tied at the end of regulation, huh?
That's true, and that's a nice thing. And we had some play well today to get into that playoff, and it was good. They all hit some quality golf shots when they needed to, and again, that's good to see. So it's nice. It's couldn't be more proud.
All right, good luck, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Now, on the individual side, Madeline Harr of the Gainesville Red Elephant says, yeah, they're all playing pretty well, and she had to go to that playoff to win after they all finished in a 3-way tie.
We all hit our first shots, par 5, all hit our first shots about the same, and I had about 100 yards into the green, and so did Meg. And Meg, I hit first, and I hit it to 12 feet, and then Meg sticks one about 4 feet. Morgan hit her second shot a bit further. She had a chip shot into the green, but I don't think that went the way she wanted, and she was probably more like 30 feet. And she gave her putt a good run at it. She was about 4 feet past the hole, so she gave it a good run. Then it was my turn, and I'm not kidding when I tell you that it just barely went in. I didn't think it was going in, but it just barely went in, and then I honestly think if I hadn't made mine, then Meg would have made hers. It was like the pressure, because she's a great player. She doesn't usually miss close putts, but we've actually had a history of playoffs. Me and Meg.
Y'all have dominated, for a while now. This is number 7 in a row for you guys. And only one time have you not won this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
How much confidence do you have coming into this every year?
A lot of confidence as a team. Individualist. It's a tournament against ourselves anyway. For a low medalist. There are several other good players out here too. But as a team, taking 2 scores, a lot of confidence going into this, especially now that we have Ashley playing so strong too.
You were there when they won the state championship, right?
Yes, sir.
How bad do you want to get back to that?
More than anything, for sure. And our coach tells us every practice that as long as we believe it, we will always have a chance at it. So,
good luck to you.
Thank you.
Now, West Hall was a distant 40 shots back on the girls' side. North Hall was way back with a second-place total of 346 on the boys' side. The Red Elephant boys have won back-to-back state championships, and they really haven't been beaten in regulation play since 2012. They had a tournament earlier this year where they had to take a 5th-place score or something like that. But in any event, Coach Bryson Worley says the team tries and keep them an even outlook on things.
It was tough today. I mean, they had a course set up. We had one pin that was successful, and that was 18. I think all of them would agree that the pins were all pretty tough, except for the last hole.
I know yesterday, Spencer was saying that the front nine and the back nine are 2 completely different pieces of the sport. So just kind of talk about the difference and how it makes it harder.
Yeah, I mean, a lot more trouble, I think, on the backside. There's some quirky holes, I'll just say that. I mean, 13 is kind of a weird hole, and you have number 11, which is Island Green, and some of those things. So, I mean, it's definitely a little tougher. I think once you get through probably 13, you can kind of stretch your legs a little bit, but with the pins the way they are, it still makes it kind of hard. That being said, they still shot 5 under, so I'm pretty proud of them for that. That's pretty good. And we started off slow. I was glad to bounce back today. We saw a lot of fight in our kids and some adversity, and bounced back and did some things real well. I was really proud of them.
You haven't lost since 2012.
Well, technically, Glen Academy beat us the first round in a playoff. Went to the 5th score because we ran out of daylight. But, I guess technically you'd say we haven't been beaten in regulation since 2012 sometimes.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about when you won the state championship, and then you were undefeated last year, and then now you're undefeated this year. So, How does the pressure?
We don't really go back into last year. I mean, if it's one thing on the rings, they didn't want back-to-back state champions or anything, and that's a testament to them because they actually listen, because we never talk about going back. And they say, guys, they're like, Coach, we don't want it on our rings. It's a totally different season. And it's the way we approach it. It's a brand new team, brand new year, brand new, problems and stuff that comes up, and and so it's kind of how we approach it. And I know that sounds cliche and whatever, not very fun to put in the paper, but it is what it is. It's just a whole new year.
How well are y'all playing right now?
Well, obviously they're playing pretty well. The biggest thing about these guys is they are, from the bottom up, they're just a bunch of great guys. They have a lot of character, have a lot of pride in what they do, have a lot of pride in their school and their community, and they take it upon themselves to make sure they're doing what they need to do.
Can you quantify how well you're playing versus some of the other great teams that y'all had?
Well, this one obviously hit a school record Saturday that I never thought would be even close to being attainable.
This is second best ever right here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, 283 is the second best. And we're going to play some courses later on. We'll get to Ansley at Setting Down Creek, which is probably one of the hardest golf courses rated, as far as rating goes in North Georgia, if not the whole state. And that's later on. And then we'll go over to South Carolina, play Willow Creek, which is hard. And we never talk about beating anybody else. We talk about dominating the golf course, and we've done that the last couple of times out, is dominated the golf course, and that's what we want to do. And that's kind of how we judge ourselves, and we'll see what happens the next time we go out. And we're just trying to find little ways. The thing I like is that one, they all hugging and caring for each other when we got done, and two, they're all frustrated because they thought they could have done better. They struggled, and they're and anytime you have that lack of satisfaction, it's pretty dang cool. I'm actually having to try to cheer them up right now just because they feel like and when you get to a point where they feel like 6 over is a bad day, it's I'm pretty happy with that, and they're not happy. So
Heading back to the state again, maybe.
I hope so. We'll see. We still got one next week, and we'll see how it goes from there. So.
And, of course, it was a nice finish on the boys' side for Spence Ralston and his teammates.
We're playing pretty good right now. I'd say this is probably the best that everybody's played on our team.
Coach said that y'all are even still a little frustrated with today. You feel like you could have done better. I mean,
we today I don't think we all played as well as we could. Yesterday we played really well, and the conditions were a lot harder. I just think the back nine here is a lot tougher than the front, and it was tough today. There were a couple pins that were really tough, and I just don't. Everybody didn't have their game that they had yesterday, so I think all in all today wasn't as good as yesterday. But I felt like we could have broke the school record today after the start we had yesterday.
Coach talked about your camaraderie too, Spence. About you took an individual sport like golf, and now you're playing as a team. How does that help?
It helps so that us being so deep as a team, if one of us doesn't play well, we know that each other, like somebody else, is going to back each other up. So that we always know that if we don't have our best that day, that we have confidence in the team, that everybody's going to come through, and that we should play very consistent, I think.
I'll ask you what I asked him. You haven't lost since the state championship in 2012 and maybe some tournaments before that. So how do you guard against either complacency or overconfidence? How is that?
The first tournament of the year we tied and we lost in the playoff.
Oh.
So, but other than that, I don't know. There's a lot of pressure on us, I guess, for being the favorite, for playing so well the past few years and having such a good team. But just the coaches keep us so relaxed, and it's our teammates are just so encouraging and everything. It's just day in, day out. It's we just get better, I guess.
So that loss at the first of the season, maybe that shows you can be big.
Yeah, that next week that we came back, we everybody kind of had to drive to get back at Apple Mountain and just to try to break the school record since we tied it at the first one.
And you did?
Yes, sir.
Now, Gainesville also had 4 of the top 5 individual golfers for both the boys and the girls. Ralston with a 69 included a 60-foot putt for Eagle, won the overall championship. Nathan Williams of Gainesville was second with a 70. Lawson King of the Red Elephants was third with 71. Jackson Bishop of Gainesville fourth with 75. And Alden Jackson of Flowery Branch broke into the top 5 with a 77. Now, on the girls' individual side, it was Har winning with that 84 and in the playoff after beating Callahan of Gainesville and Reese of Gainesville, all with 84 in regulation. Ashley Bishop of Gainesville finished in 4th place with an 87, and Haley Twiggs of North Hall finished in 5th place with an 88. Now, the Gainesville girls team also went on over this past weekend to have a second-place finish in the Chattahoochee Invitational at 241, 3 strokes behind the winner Cambridge. Bishop had the second lowest score of the day, a 76. She was 3 shots behind the low medalist Rachel Dye of Cambridge. Well, another championship or two contested here locally. That story when we come back.
Mountain View Auto Repair is your local full-service auto repair shop. Trusted with your vehicles for over 20 years, our experience will ensure that your vehicle will stay well-maintained year-round.
Mountain View Auto Repair is the place to bring your vehicle. They'll always treat you right. The service is good and the prices are very reasonable.
You can trust our experts in everything from transmissions to brakes to engine repairs and oil changes.
If you don't need the repairs, Danny's going to tell you. He does what he says he's going to do, and he'll make it right every time.
He takes patience and explains it so that I can understand. It's very easy for me to talk to Danny about a problem I think I have with my vehicle.
Go see Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair. He will treat you right.
We are on the set of Hall County Sports Television. I'm Gary Glenn, along with McKelvey Road United Methodist Church Pastor Rob Bruce. And Rob, you've got a sermon series going on through Lent, through the season of Lent, but also some special services here at the church during Holy Week.
We sure do, and we'd like to invite the community to these. The first one is our drama that's going to be held on Maundy, Thursday at 7 p.m. in Stewart Hall, which is called Underneath the Upper Room. It's a drama about the women that waited on the men at the Last Supper with Jesus. We expect it to be exciting, and we'd love to have you join us. Then on Easter, we have 4 services. 7:30 a.m., we have our sunrise service, followed by a pancake breakfast, and then our regular services at 8:30, 10 o'clock, and 11, and we'd love to have you join us if you're looking for a church.
All right. Thank you very much, Rob. We appreciate all that, and we'll see you during Lent and also on Easter Sunday morning.
See you then, Gary.
We are back. I'm Gary Glenn, and this is Hall County Sports. Well, we had another county championship, or actually a dual county championship, boys and girls, held late last week at Flowery Branch High. It was the Hall County Track and Field Championships, and after a spirited day of competition, it would be the North Hall girls and Gainesville boys coming out on top. North Hall overtook the host branch to claim the ladies' side with 181 points to 155.5 for the branch, and last year's champions, Gainesville, they were third in the girls' standings, just a half point behind the branch. Now, Gainesville's boys had a strong challenge from North Hall's guys, with the Trojans actually claiming more gold medals than Gainesville, 7-6. But it was the Red Elephants' second, third, and fourth place finishes that apparently makes the difference in the 176.9 to 143.7 win. Flowery Branch was third with 93.5 points. Markel Woodard and teammate Orrin Ragland led the way for the Elephant boys. Woodard had wins in the 400 and 800 meters, 51.38 and 205 respectively, and he anchored the winning 4x400 relay, reportedly coming from behind to get him the win. Ragland made a claim to being the title of fastest man in Hall County by sweeping the 100 and 200 meter dashes in 11:49 and 23:42. He also leaped 43 feet 5 inches to win the triple jump. Gainesville coach Nick Nisolowski said the two-peat was a blessing.
You know, last year won it by, I think, almost 80 points, which is somewhat unheard of. I did not expect to do that. And then to come back this year and to win it again by almost 40 points, or maybe it's a little more. I'm not remembering right off the top of my head. I didn't see it coming. And, you know, especially with North Hall, Flowery Branch, you know, two teams that are consistently, you know, relatively strong, especially North Hall. I think it was North Hall who got second last year, and they got second this year, and they most definitely gave us more of a run for our money this year. And I expect them to be even stronger next year and be even more of a challenge. A lot of my guys who aren't necessarily standouts getting fourth and fifth or third and fourth, that helps us tremendously.
Yeah, I think North Hall actually edged you in the gold medal count, but you came on with more of the second, third, and fourth places, right?
That's right. Oh, gosh, yeah. When you have depth, you know, guys who are just right there in it, you know, third, fourth, that's still, what is that? I think that's, let's see, first is 10, second's 8, third is 6, so that's 11 points. Third and fourth, that's 11 points. So if they win it, fine, that's okay. I got third and fourth. We still got more points than you in that event. And so depth is a huge thing, and that's something we've got going for us right now.
And of course, you had some standouts in Markel Woodard and Orrin Ragland. I mean, they really stepped up.
Oh, they most definitely did, and they're ready to compete at any given time. And you know, Orrin, he hadn't really been able to give 100% up until Hall County. So having him at 100% was huge for us. Him winning the 1 and the 2, we needed that. When he won that 100-meter dash, that just sent a jolt right through me. And I think it really excited the team and the other sprinters to go out and to give their all. Because, I mean, you know, Messiah Dorsey, he had a PR that night. Todrick Turner, he PR'd. Had a lot of PRs. Othello Cross, DeAndre Borders, they all PR'd in the hurdles. It was just a huge night, and you know, saved the best for last to some degree. Juan Ortega, he ran a 10:06 in the 2 mile, which broke a very old record. I think he broke a record that was set back in 1984.
Wow.
Yeah, so Juan Ortega, he's really turning it on for us in the distance, and you know, if you can score in distance and in the sprints, that's great. You know, we haven't always been able to do that, and we're doing that. So.
I think that the quality of competition in track and field here in Hall County, at least over the last several years, has steadily risen. And is that the way you see it?
I would definitely say so. You know, we Hall County consistently sends quality athletes to the state meet. You know, for the girls and for the boys, and you know that's huge. You know, I know, you know, North Hall with their distance program, Flowery Branch with their distance program. You know, it's a phenomenal thing. You know, they're going to send some studs to state who are probably going to be contending for a state championship.
Take a look ahead right here, Nick. Tell me what's coming up for you, and what are your hopes for the rest of the year?
For the rest of the year in our region, you know, we have returning state runner-up Cedar Shoals. And so we hope to give them a run for the region title.
Gainesville coach Nick Nieselowski, whose Red Elephants had to withstand a strong challenge from North Hall as Drew Bryan and Destin Bennett went 1-2 for the North Hall boys in the discus. Gil Hoffman won the pole vault, Bryce Schubert won the 1600, Quentin Miles the 3200, and Isaac Side swept the 110 and 300 hurdles for the Trojans. Now, on the girls' side, multiple winners for North Hall's girls included Gabby Hoffman in the pole vault at 10-3, the 100 hurdles in 16:29, and she was also on the 4x100 meter relay team. Trini Puente was on that relay team and also won the long jump in 16:2.5, the 200 meters in 26:84, and she finished as runner-up to Hoffman in the 100 hurdles. Harper Seymour won both the shot put and the discus for the Lady Trojans, and Michaela Ellis of North Hall won the 3200 in 12:07, was runner-up by 3 seconds in the 1600 to Flowery Branch's Kaylee Tanner, who ran a 5:37. North Hall coach Drew Rogers is head girls coach. He also helps out with the boys. Coach Drew Rogers now in Hall County Championships for the girls. And Drew, first of all, congratulations. And as far as we know, this is the first time the North Hall girls have ever won Hall County Track Championships.
I believe it is the first time we've ever won. It's the first time I can remember.
Well, you know, you obviously have to have some depth when you do such things. I mean, you had some outstanding performances, individual performances, some gold medal performances, but a lot of times it's those second, third, and fourth place finishes which allow you to win a championship.
It was. I mean, we had 4 girls who scored a lot of points, but every single girl we entered in a race placed in the top 8, which scored for us, which that's pretty impressive. Every single person you put in a race scores, and I was very happy about that.
Well, you've got some people that made some noise both at the regional and state level now, and so tell me about some of the people you're going to be depending on again this year to score a lot of points for you when you get to that level.
Well, our big ones, and again, we're proud of everybody, but our big ones, Harper Seymour placed 2nd and 3rd in the state last year in the shot put and the discus. She won both events in Hall County. Gabby Hoffman, who was a state champ in the pole vault, she won the pole vault. She also won the 100 hurdles in the Hall County Championship. Trini Puente, who went to the state in both the 200 and the 100 meter hurdles, won the long jump Friday. She won the 200 and placed 2nd in the 100 meter hurdles. And Michaela Ellis, who went to state in both the 1600 and 3200, she came 1st in the 3200 on Friday and 2nd in the 1600. So those are our big 4, but we have some other ones that have done really well too. But those 4 are the ones that have done well at state and did great for us yesterday.
That's a lot of points. Now, I know you're not the head coach for the boys, but the North Hall boys came up with like 7 gold medals too in this thing.
They did. They won most of the distance races. They won the 1600. They won the 3200. I know that was 1-2. They came 1-2 in the discus. They won the shot put. They won the 300 hurdles, and I think I'm leaving 1 or 2 out. They won the pole vault. Gabby's brother Gil won that, so that's at least 6 of them. I don't know if I left anybody out, but they had a very good day also.
Well, and again, that sort of depth bodes well. But Drew, I've seen this sport. I'm talking about track and field. I've seen this really come on. And I talked to Coach Ski over at Gainesville over the last several years at least. You're starting to get to the point now where you expected to do well statewide.
We are. I think it's just. I mean, I think success breeds success, and we've been successful the last couple of years. And you know, you get that success going, and people want to be part of the program to get more kids coming out. And I think it just, you know, people want to be a part of that.
Well, what's ahead for you now the rest of the year?
We have some relatively small meets coming up. The only big meet, we have a big meet, not this coming Saturday, the Saturday after that, down in Stars Mill, and that'll be a very, very big meet. And other than that, just some small 3 and 14 meets, and then our region championships on the 16th and 17th, right when we get back from spring break. So hopefully we can keep these kids focused for the next month and get as many kids we can to state as we had last year.
All right. Thanks, Drew. Appreciate your time. Good luck to the Lady Trojans.
Yeah, thank you.
And the Trojans too.
Yep, thanks.
And for our baseball game of the week, we are at Hog Mountain Park with Flowery Branch and Salem, and it was the Branch coming out victorious tonight, 10-4. And with me right now, Scott Myers, the head coach of the Falcons. And Scott, 6-3 overall now, but the most important thing is you got the first win in the region.
We did, yeah. That's all I told the guys. You know, we started out 1-0 in the region. That was the most important thing tonight. We got to shore some things up, but pleased with what we played.
Had a big inning, had some timely pitching, and that's what it amounted to. Come out with a win.
Yeah, that was the most important part, to start 1-0. So.
And this region now, how's it shaping up?
Well, I haven't got any scores yet, but I think the top end's going to be top end heavy. I think Gainesville, Winder, Loganville, Heritage is going to be pretty good. So we got to scrap and fight for all we can get.
All right. Congratulations on the win tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. That final once again, Flowery Branch 10 and Salem 4. I'm back to wrap things up in just a moment.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
Back in the Hall County Sports Studio to wrap things up. Now, at the top of the show, we talked about the celebrations for the Gainesville golf community, but they're also in mourning, the Gainesville golf community. Leanne Noble, a 20-year-old student-athlete on the University of North Georgia's women's golf team, died this past week at Emory University Hospital in Atlanta following a lengthy battle with heart complications. She'd received a heart transplant at the age of 12. Leanne, a nursing student, experienced a heart attack in January from which she was unable to recover. Now, in addition to being a leader on her team, Leanne was also involved in the university community as a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Before coming to UNG, she was a standout golfer at Gainesville High School, where she graduated in the top 4% of her class and was named the Hall County Player of the Year in 2011. East Hall grad Drew Adams was recently named an Atlantic Sun Conference Baseball Player of the Week after leading Lipscomb University to a 5-0 record. Drew hit .389 with a slugging percentage of .778, 10 runs batted in, 2 triples and a home run during the 5-game span, which included a 4-game sweep over Oakland and a single-game win over Western Kentucky. All right, turning to soccer. An outstanding night for the Flowery Branch teams last week as they swept Salem and Conyers. Corey Thomas, 5 goals on the night, led the 6th-ranked Lady Falcons to a 10-0 thumping of Salem, while Nick Biaz's hat trick and an assist paced the Branch boys to a 7-1 win, their first win in the region, by the way. The Falcon girls took their record to 7-1-1 overall and 2-0 in Region 8-5A. Meanwhile, the 6th-ranked Gainesville boys went to 7-1-1 and 3-0 in the region with a 6-0 shutout of Appalachia. Well, the Gainesville girls stayed unbeaten at 8-0-1 and also 3-0 in the league with a penalty kick decision over the Lady Wildcats. Roberta Nunez had a hat trick for the boys, while Margaret Carpenter had the lone regulation goal and a penalty kick for the girls. Ashley Gonzalez stopping all of the Appalachia penalty kicks to preserve the win. Johnson's boys were also still unbeaten at the start of this week. The Knights, ranked as high as number 2 in the state in 4A, went to 8-0 with an 8-0 thumping of Walnut Grove. Luis Del Toro with a hat trick and an assist in the win. Fabian Abarca and Baruch Perez had a couple of goals, and Abarca added an assist for good measure. Now, the Johnson defense allowed only 1 shot on goal. Now, Johnson's good, but in fact, a lot of our local soccer teams are off to good starts. In 7 AAA, East Hall, West Hall, and North Hall's boys have all been ranked in the top 10 at 3rd, 7th, and 8th, respectively. In 4A, in addition to number 2 ranked Johnson, I just told you about, Chestatee boys are ranked 4th, while the Lady War Eagles were off to a 7-2 start. Okay, a Gainesville football alumnus is getting closer to home in a big way. The Atlanta Falcons hired Gainesville coach Bruce Miller's stepson, Andrew Thacker, as a defensive assistant. Thacker joins the Falcons after 1 season as the safeties coach at Southern Mississippi. Prior to joining the Golden Eagles, he spent 3 seasons as a defensive graduate assistant at Oklahoma State, where he assisted with the linebackers, and the Times also reports that Andrew spent 2 seasons in the same role at the University of Central Florida after playing safety for 4 years at Furman University. And we want to thank the Times and AccessNorthGeorgia.com again for some of the information contained on this show. And we did a feature story on him a couple of weeks ago, but this past weekend they held the celebration for Coach Joe Nelson, who's retiring after 38 years in coaching as an educator, and he retires from the West Hall volleyball team where he led the Lady Spartans to some outstanding seasons as well. And we wish Joe good luck in his retirement. I'm Gary Glenn, Hall County Sports. Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKellar Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKellar Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McKellar Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.